this really happening? I still cannot believe we actually did this. Everybody I walk by on the street, I want to grab them and say, we did it! Whenever I watch TV, I want to just jump inside the screen and say, JJ, we did it! I wish your father was here to see this. I think my favorite part about it is that after all the sideways talk we heard about who's really an American and who really loves this country, this election season is ending with one of the most inclusive and genuine moments of patriotism of our lifetime. A reminder that patriotism is not about pretending this country's already perfect, it's about believing that this country can always be better. That there is no truer patriotism than valuing our founding principles enough to know that they've never been fully realized, and having faith that we can always keep working towards those perfect ideals. And I'm hoping we can all take this day as vindication of that faith and as inspiration to keep on doing the work that got us here. But not as an indication that our work is done, because we're not done. There's still lots of work to do. What we're seeing today is a huge step forward towards Dr. King's dream, but it does not mean that his dream has come to pass, no matter what Bono says. Racism still exists. Black people still face all sorts of inequities on an individual and an institutional level. And even going beyond that, if you just look at the horror movie boogeyman role that Arabs and Muslims were relegated to in this campaign, or look at the basic human dignity that was denied gays and lesbians in California, you cannot see those things and tell me that we're in the promised land. And even if all that stuff magically went away, we would still have more work to do, because we would still be human beings who are imperfect and prone to being emotional and sometimes irrational and sometimes prejudiced. And as long as we are human, we will never be perfect in how we treat each other. As long as we're human, our imperfections will always be embedded in the institutions we maintain. As long as we're human, our present reality will always be built upon an imperfect history. As long as we're human, there will always be more work to do. This is not a crazy idea, and there's no reason we should be uncomfortable with it. When you hear people say that we're not in the promised land yet, or we're not post-racial yet, there's no need to get freaked out. We're not saying that you need to feel guilty about anything. We're not talking about any grievance politics. All we're saying is that everybody's still human, and that our past is still connected to our present and future, and that Dr. King's dream doesn't have a finish line, because it was grounded in the idea that we are all connected by the beautiful imperfection that we call humanity, which means that his dream is only fulfilled as long as we keep doing the work that comes with embracing our history and owning our humanity. There's always more work to do, and that's why I'm hoping that we all celebrate this day as a reminder that the work is worth doing. Not as a day that makes the past disappear, but as a day that proves the past can be overcome. Not as a day that means anything is easy from now on, but as a day that proves anything is possible from now on. Not as a day that tells us we are perfect, but as a day that will tell our children's children's children that we can always do better. Oh, and did I forget to mention that he's black and he's going to be president?